Hi, this is Krista at The Secret Yarnery. Welcome to Crochet Podcast, episode 124. Thank you so much for inviting me over. If you are new to this channel, my name is Krista. This is my Secret Yarnery, and this channel is all about crochet and crochet-related goodness. So if you find yourself enjoying it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button under this video so you don't miss out on any more fun stuff just like this. Today, I'm going to share with you my latest finished object, my works in progress, stack in the back. We are going for that stack right there. And if you can zoom in and see what is there, can you see that right there? If I don't point. Can you see that right there? That is our stack in the back. So that is coming up. But before we get started, I want to give a big congratulations to our winner. Every podcast, there is a winner that wins a free pattern from my website, secretyarnery.com. And last week's winner was Stephen Bailey. Congratulations, Stephen. I was so excited when your name popped up. Stephen says, I loved this stack in the back, all those deep blues. The strangest place I've crocheted was a gymnasium. My niece was playing her first volleyball tournament and I was just getting into crochet. So I was just practicing making granny squares. After the games were over, a couple different older ladies came up to me and said that they noticed me crocheting and how it reminded them of their mothers or how their mother would try to teach them to do it. Thank you so much for sharing that, Stephen. Send me an email, krista@secretyarnery.com, or send me WhatsApp. Stephen's a family member of the channel, so you can just WhatsApp me. I can WhatsApp you the pattern back. So super congratulations to you, Stephen. Have you subscribed to this channel? Go ahead and hit this button under this video right now so you don't miss out on any more fun stuff just like this. So what is in the Yarnery today? This is the Bloomscape Cal 2023. So that is a new granny square center, a new flower every month, and we join it into the same big block to join up at the end of the year. So there will be 12 big flowers or 12 granny square flowers to join up into a big blanket. So if you just make one granny square each month, or one of the flowers into a Bloomscape Cal block, that will be like a lapgan size. And then if you do two, it would be twice as big, so like a double. And then if you want to do like huge, then you would do 4 of each size. That would be about a king size blanket. And easy to join, so great. So I'll be showing you how to do that. That's once a month. And that's coming up in a couple weeks. At the end of the month, we are coming up with a new flower center. So I'm excited about working on that. This is my gorgeous, I love it too much. That is my sunflower granny square blanket. The same pattern, well, there's 2 different patterns. Same looking granny square, but one where I change color, one where I don't. And then doing a continuous join as you go. So that tutorial is already out. And if you have been worried about doing continuous join as you go, don't worry anymore. Just go and check out that tutorial. It is step by step, and I show you exactly where you're gonna be going. So you can kind of work it into your mind. It's also a written pattern if you are better at reading things or if you like to follow along. And don't worry, all of my patterns are written in plain English. They're not like crochet patterns with all those abbreviations. They are straight up English, just like I was sitting beside you. So both of those are available for that gorgeous blanket over there. And this weekend, the border tutorial is coming out, which is amazing. It's such an easy border, and it adds so much size to the blanket. So that one is coming out, and I can't wait for it. You can put it on any granny square blanket, a drunken granny, any blanket at all, any repeat of 3. That works right into it. It's so great. There, oh, my roses, my ultimate rose bouquet tutorial written pattern also. My big yoga ball, my yoga ball cover, that's huge crochet ball, also tutorial and written pattern. There is my plant. That's my string of pearls, my crochet house plant, easiest one there is, so simple to do. Adds a little splash of greenery wherever you need it. What else can you see? Oh, I'm sitting on, this is my polka dot blanket here. My paint box polka dot blanket. There is a written pattern for it. I have filmed the tutorial, but I have to still edit it. So that's a good idea. I could probably do that. I have to film the border, putting the border on, and that is a really cute project as well. So if you want to make one of those, let me know in the comments, and I will get on it a little bit quicker. Now, before I jump in to whips, works in progress. I want to give a big thank you to all of our channel members. Thank you so much for helping me make more videos. Thank you. And now works in progress. What I'm working on, or my works in progress, my whips, I'm still stuck on roses. I know I shouldn't be. I should be like, I already have my full bouquet over there. I should be happy with it. But I just love making the pattern so much. And then I had this epiphany, this papoosh. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to do it like this. So I've changed it a few times, but I'll give you a clue. Who knows that yarn? Y'all know it's my favorite. Well, it's my second favorite. My favorite would be the other one with a sparkle in it, Magic Glitz. This does not have the metallic lurex in it. This is just Magic Light. Don't you love all those colors? I'm like, ooh yeah. Gorgeous roses out of this, right? So I get my little hook. I'm using a 4 millimeter. I haven't stitched these together, so I have to like roll them all up. But look at that beauty. Gorgeous, right? And then, get that guy tucked together. Looks like a little peony. Aren't those like just like honestly gorgeous? So there's those two. This one actually reminds me of what my favorite roses look like from my own garden. Like all big and open and loose like that. And even the color matches. So I was making these. Same pattern, well, it's a little bit different pattern, but and a variation of the Ultimate Crochet Rose pattern, just in Magic Light. So with a 4 millimeter hook and Magic Light yarn to make these gorgeous flowers. Then I'm like, once it's all done and put together, you don't really see any of those colors from down under. Do you know what I mean? Like all of that, the different color changes that happen in there. You don't really see any of that. It's kind of like hidden. And I didn't want to waste that great yarn because I love that yarn so much. I do have Super Baby, which is the same weight as Magic Light or Magic Glitz or Cakes Baby Fine. So all of them go with Super Baby. This is Super Baby here. I will put links to this in the description box down below. So you don't have to remember it. It'll be down in there. So these are great together. And I'm like, what if I did the bottom, like the first 2 rows in just Super Baby? So it doesn't have to change color. I'm not wasting any of those gorgeous color changes on a part of the rose you're not gonna see. So then I did that beauty right there. Gorgeous, right? And then the first 2 rows I just did with that yellow. So yellow for the bottom, which is also kind of, sort of also in the Magic Light. And then the petals only in the color changing. So I can get a lot more roses out of one ball or one skein of Magic Light. And I wouldn't waste any of the color change because they would all just be on the petals instead of all this color change on rows that we don't even see, right? So you get a lot more bang for your buck, for your Magic Light dollar. So I was like, that's a great idea. But what I feel is it might be a little too harsh. Like if you look down, it might look like, oh, wow, she cheated. Do you know what I mean? The yellow is a little bit brighter than what is in the yarn itself. So I went through all of my Super Baby. I don't have that much, but it's on this bottom shelf here. Where's my bottom shelf? Doo-doo. Right there, right? 3 shelves? Yep. It's on this shelf here is my Super Baby. So I found this color. It's kind of like a watery gray, like a Martha Stewart kitchen kind of color. Like Martha Stewart's KitchenAid. So I'm like, that would be really cute. And I think it's closer to the real colors in there. Seeing that? It's kind of a little more, it's not as loud as the yellow. I don't think I've made one. I just did one sample so far. I haven't like put the petals into it, but I think that's what I'm gonna do, is make a whole bunch, just the first 2 rows in like a solid, and then use my gorgeous variegated just for the petals. So I'm super excited about that. It's what I wanna do. What I'm thinking of doing is making a whole bunch of these, like just sitting down, putting on a TV show, and be like, you're making these until you're done watching TV. So I'm not gonna think of how many I'm making. I'm gonna sit with a certain amount of time, like an hour or 2 hours, and see how many of these I can make. Then after that, another time or another day, put the magic light into it for the leaves, or for the petals going all the way along, because that would be, it's so motivational because of the color changes. You're like, oh, I'm gonna keep going, look at that next color that's coming up, or how long is this color lasting? And you can really get far just putting in that 1 row of color for your petals. Because see, this one goes all the way from blue to the almost corally orange kind of color. So really kind of fun to do and easy to do when you watch TV. I know I don't need more, but I do have a plan for them. But I'm gonna tell you about that when I get it figured out. When it's more of a realistic plan, I'm gonna let you know all about it. Until then, that's what I'm crocheting on. Another thing I'm working on, my temperature blanket. So this is how, I'm still about a week behind, but that is how it is so far. This light color here, this light lilac, that is for my hottest days. That is 32 and above. So it's my hottest temperature, and we have really been having some hot weather. So I'm really glad, because at least there's going to be one decent section of purple in my blanket. I'm expecting the rest of it to be in these temperatures here, these turquoisey, greeny kind of blue colors. That should be what my main temperature range is. So I'm super happy that we got up to these nice high temperatures now. It'll be the hottest it is all year. So it's kind of like now or never. So I'm kind of glad that we got to those colors. So I have about 1 more week to add to it. But I'm just loving how it's turning out. If you want to work on your temperature blanket with me, there is a live temperature blanket catch up. So we catch up on our temperature blanket the last Tuesday of every month. So that is already out on the channel. If you click on Secret Yarnery down below, and then on the home page, it'll be like upcoming live events. It'll be there. You can click on it and set yourself a reminder so you don't miss out on working on your temperature blanket with me. I'm going to be getting a little bit more caught up, so I don't have too many rows to do, but I'm loving how it is turning out so far. Like, I'm loving it. It's so like color inspiring. I do get a lot of questions of what exact colors I am using. I am mixing Favorite and Softly Baby together. If you want to mix the same yarns together, let me know in the comments. Or if you think I shouldn't share the colors and everybody should be using the same type of yarn, like if it's a perfect world, you can also let me know your opinion about that in the comments. But that is why I haven't shared the exact colors, because I'm mixing the 2 different types. But if you don't care about that and you still want to use these exact colors, let me know in the comments, and maybe I'll put up a separate video just of the colors I'm using. If that's of interest to you, let me know. And now it's time for Tip of the Week. Tip of the week. This is so easy, but I also really enjoy it. Grab a decorative vase or some sort of container, a glass container, for you to put your yarn ends in. So I started at Christmas. So I have all my Christmas yarn at the bottom, and I thought it would be really fun to kind of keep track. Even a canister would be great, just to kind of keep track of the colors you went through in the year. So this is starting out for me. I think I can still pack it down quite a bit and use it for at least about 6 months, I'm thinking. But how fun is that? Just kind of give a reminder of, oh, remember when I worked on that project? And it's also kind of just looks nice, and I just keep it handy right beside my favorite spot to crochet, and just pop in my tails whenever I have some. I know I do sew in my tails sometimes. Look. Some of them are just messy pieces of yarn also though. If you have a tip or a trick that you'd like to share, let me know in the comments under this video and I can feature it in an upcoming podcast. And now it's time for your questions. Gina asks, do any of your kids crochet? Yes, my daughter crochets. I taught her when she was 6. And my son, he crochets also. He is 9. It's hard to keep track of their birthdays. He's 9 and he really wants to crochet. He is working on chaining and doing single crochet, and he's also doing some finger knitting. Romaine Carlin asks, what was the project you adored making to give but the recipient didn't like? I know that answer. That is my knit blanket. I knit a blanket for my husband in 2004. Not that I remember. No, it was beginning of 2005. I bought the yarn in 2004. Bought the yarn in 2004, knit it in 2005, and he was very gracious. I bought like the fanciest yarn, like all cashmere, all Italian this and Italian that, and was it Malabrigo? I mean, everything fancy. I went to like a fancy knitting shop and I bought, did not have a budget. I was like, I want the best for my husband. So I bought cashmere and alpaca and ribbon, like everything that was, I thought, like up to his standard. Knit it, gave it to him for his birthday, which was in June. So it took me months to knit it. Of course, it's knit. And he didn't really like it. He said he did. But you know when somebody likes something and they don't, no. Now, conveniently, what blanket he does really like, Softly Baby. He likes Softly Baby. He does not like the fancy yarns, all the expensive ones. Doesn't like them a bit. He likes Softly Baby. Let me grab those blankets for you so you can see what I'm talking about. So here is the knit pillow. I made a raw silk pillowcase with mother of pearl buttons on it, anticipating that he might not like it and it could still just sit on our sofa and look a little bit like artistic and cute. Good thing I was right. And then inside, instead of a pillow, it is my blanket. Well, yeah, it is my blanket. I took it back, really. So this is half of my knit blanket, but you can see all of that gorgeous yarn inside there. Everything blue in his favorite color, or what I thought his favorite color was. It was his favorite color back then. Now he likes red, conveniently. Now, so this is my knit blanket that was not appreciated. Well, I'm not saying that out loud. It was appreciated. It was not utilized. Let me be very clear. Definitely appreciated, definitely not utilized. I think that's fair to say. He said it was kind of like too scratchy or fluffy or fuzzy, I think. And I got to get it back in here. So I just made a little sandwich envelope pillowcase for it. Oh, now the buttons are going to go together a lot better. I'll show you again. See the little button strat in there? So cute, right? So that is the underutilized present. And this is the blanket that he will sleep under. Now, he doesn't like holes in his crochet either. Yes, there's holes in it. This is my popcorn treasure map granny square pattern, just made in a neutral with a really cute border on it. He likes this blanket. He's like, oh, it's so soft, it's so nice. He'll sleep under this one. I didn't tell him it's acrylic. I'm like, I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut for that. But yes, it's acrylic and it's really soft, hence the name Softly Baby. So that is what I learned from that one. And have I made him another blanket? Yes, I have. I've made him like 3 more since then, which he uses much more. And now it's time for Comment of the Week. going to be a really fun one because I do get really nice comments, really good comments, and I thought it's great to share one. I do share some of them, I have 2 negative comments in my life, I think 3, and I've shared them, I've talked about, we make a joke about it, it's fun, but I don't really share any of the good comments, so I thought I should start doing that. So this is comment of the week. So this week's comment is from Amber Hayes. She says, I'm so in love with that sunflower blanket, Krista. I'm going to order the exact yarn and colors you used and make one for my sunroom. It really adds so much cheer out there this coming spring. For question of the week, the strangest place I've crocheted is in the bathroom, laugh out loud. Sometimes you just can't stop hooking. And by the way, I've been binge watching your podcast as I crochet, as your channel is new to me. You're so funny at times, and there's not a thing you've made that I don't just love. I appreciate you. Well, thank you so much, and thank you for going back and watching all those podcasts. That's 123 of them other than this. That's a lot of podcasts. So thank you so much for enjoying my channel, and I'm really glad that you do. So thank you so much. Second comment of the week is from Gail LeBlanc. She says, I'm so thrilled with your format for the podcast. I'm bored with podcasts that spend the majority of the video saying hi to members or commenting on comments, which you can't follow. Not to be negative about others, but you are creating an amazing podcast. Thank you so much. If you feel the same way, let me know in the comments under the video. I try to do my best to make it entertaining and involve everyone. And if you have any suggestions or things you'd like us to include or exclude, let me know in the comments under this video, and I'd be happy to do the best podcast I can do. Last week's podcast, I asked question of the week, which I'll be doing again in a little bit, but some of the answers for question of the week were so enjoyable. So I'm just going to share a bunch of them. The question of the week from last week was, where is the strangest place you have crocheted? And I'm just going to pop through and blast through a whole bunch of the places that you have crocheted. So on the beach at the bus station, I was in the examination room waiting for a pap and thought it would help with the nerves, but it didn't. I guess it just felt weird trying to crochet half naked. Valid! Ding! On an airplane, church business meeting, nephew's basketball game, doctor's appointment, the staff room at lunchtimes, when I'm waiting for appointments, sitting with my husband, crocheting at a windy baseball game, crochet or knit during meetings, crochet when I'm at the pool floating around. That is a good one. I would just love to do that. I need one of those like a baby kiddie pool. You could put all your yarn in that and you can kind of tether that one to your air mattress. So your yarn is like a big yarn bowl, a floating yarn bowl. That's a good idea. Wrestling tournaments. Granddaughter's graduation at the oil change place, Mr. Lube. I love that one. No strange places, but I feel naked if I don't have my yarn and hook. On the beach in the Bahamas, on a plane. Bathroom is my answer. It seems as though my husband decided he wants to have lengthy conversations while he's showering, so I bring my crochet in just so I can get some rows done. Now that's smart. That's like multitasking right there. At the casino, I crochet when we eat dinner and when I watch my husband play the slots. Interesting. Either on a plane or in a slightly grimy waiting room at the auto repair shop. At church, waiting for church to start. I crocheted on my fire escape when I lived in Yonkers, New York. It was too hot inside. Crocheted on the airplane, but don't know how strange that is. Riding in the big rig with my husband at a pool party. Crocheted on a lake a few times. College basketball game, hockey game, and on a plane. Deep in the backwoods of Ontario. Canoeing. Imagine that. That would be nice. Doctor's office, poolside at the water park while the kids are playing. While waiting for the ordered groceries to be brought to her car. Waiting area of a prison. My friend got saved while in prison and was being baptized that evening. His mother and I arrived earlier than expected, so we had to wait. So I pulled out my hook and yarn. All the officers came over to see what I was creating. That's great. Waiting in jury duty at a gymnasium. Sitting in the chair waiting for the dentist. Every week I visit my mom and sit there for an hour and talk to her and crochet. Sadly, when I visit her, she's in the cemetery. I get the weirdest look from people when they see me, but I know my mom gets a laugh watching me sit there crocheting. It's something we used to do together. That is really cool. That is like really cool. Kayaking is my weirdest place to crochet. Dry bag is a must, but the serenity of it is pure bliss. It must be, right? Just like sitting there crocheting like alone. That'd be great. Winding a hank on her knees in an athletic stadium while waiting for her son to finish his training. At the Speedway, jury duty, hospital waiting room. The strangest place I crocheted was in Walmart. I had to wait an hour for my medicine, so I went out to my truck and got my car project and went back inside and crocheted for half an hour. Good for you. At church, but never during the Sunday morning worship. I crochet at the racetrack. My husband drag races. There's an hour or two between races, so I sit and crochet while we wait for the other classes to go down the track. Everybody knows I do this, and they come over to see what I'm currently working on. That's neat. During church, while preaching lessons for church. At weddings, funerals, in the car while her husband's doing graveside service. Hospitals. On a cruise ship on the deck. At cross-country meets. Outside the museum, riding in the car at night with the light up crochet hooks, in a restaurant while waiting for my meal to arrive, in a garage shop getting the car tuned up, and the weirdest place I think was when I hid from my family for an hour in our basement and crocheted. No one could find me. It was wonderful. I love that. That is so good, right? So thank you so much for your comments and feedback. And now it's time for News of the Week. News of the week. Yes, you noticed I was not here on Friday. I did have a video up at 5 o'clock, but it was just what to crochet for Valentine's Day. I'll link that up in the cards if you didn't get a chance to see it. There's some great, fast, and easy crochet projects. And there was no live chat because I had the most amazing opportunity to go visit a yarn shop in Dubai. I was not even here. It was so great. It was like my first time being in a yarn shop with like people that crochet and know about yarn and have crochet hooks and like everything. It was amazing. I loved it so much. Yes, I filmed it, so that'll be coming up on the channel. It's a lot to edit. It's like I was there for like 2 hours, so there's a lot of content in there. It was fantastic. So that's why I wasn't here on Friday, and that is going to be some upcoming things for you to keep an eye out for on this channel. If you haven't subscribed to this channel already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button under this video right now so you don't miss out on any of that fun stuff that's coming up. Family video chats are also coming up. There is a post that all family members can see. If you're a family member, you have all the perks of being a neighbor, all the perks of being a friend, plus another live chat that's coming up on Monday, and also a private chat, you and me, so we call each other on WhatsApp and have a good chin wag, get caught up on what you're working on. I hope Cinder takes me to work again. She took me driving in her car. It's like a highlight of my year. It was so fun. So if you are thinking of upgrading your membership, it is a great time to do it because you'll get a live chat and a video chat, and it's not too late. And if you are a family member, you will see those links on the community page, so you can book your 15-minute video call and also set yourself a reminder for the live chat on Monday. And now if you want to win a free pattern, all you have to do is, have you subscribed to this channel? Go ahead and hit this button under this video right now so you don't miss out on any more fun stuff just like this. Yes, you have to be a subscriber of the channel and also answer question of the week. Question of the week is, what is the strangest crochet yarn request you have received? I think my craziest or strangest was somebody, they were very persistent, asking me for stretchy swimsuit yarn to make a bodysuit. A bodysuit. I'm like, I was thinking you're making a bikini, like, you know, the swimsuit yarn. No, it was a full-on, very unique outfit. I was like, wow. Because I'm like, no, I don't have anything. 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 And then she sent me a picture. She's like, well, I want to make this. And it was very Scarella. It was very Scarella-ish. It was something Scarella probably could have worn in a previous life. It was very interesting. Thankfully, she didn't want me to crochet it for her. She was just looking for the yarn. But yes, that was my strangest request. Tell me what yours is in the comments under this video, and I'll be picking a subscriber who answers the question to win a free pattern in the next podcast. Now it is time for Stack in the Back. I'm gonna go get that stack. I can't wait for it. I love a good stack. This is a good stack. It's not a big stack, but I'm gonna say it's your favorite stack. So just like vote right now if you think it's gonna be your favorite. Boop. Yep, you're gonna love it. So get yourself a tea, enjoy the music. I'm coming right back with a stack. Right back with a stack. So many things rhyme with that. I'm coming right back with a stack. Now, do you know why you're gonna love this stack? This is actually so cute. So this is a headband. I think I put like a toilet paper tube or a paper towel roll inside it. And then I just did front post double crochets in rainbow color, like after I did like a 2-row circle, then front post coming down, and I just kept front posting. So it looks like a little pancake stack. It looks like a cracker stack. So this is my cracker stack headband. Hold on. I can get it on. Right? So you can still be the life of the party. That's cute, right? I mean, you know, that's pretty cute. A little wild, a little crazy, but kind of fun because you're like do 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 do. So that is my cracker stack. Scarella might look better wearing that. No, she'd break the headband. Okay. Next is my C2C gingham blanket. Now this tutorial is life-changing. If you haven't made it, honestly, ask Kim. You're gonna have to make it. She's made like 5 or 6 or 7 or 8. Not as hard as you think, works up super quick, and what's amazing about it, 2 strands of worsted weight yarn and a 9mm hook. So it goes fast. You join as you go, don't stress out about it. I walk you through it step by step. And the gingham design is literally how it is supposed to be in fabric. So the pink goes across the entire blanket, like the entire row that it's on. The green goes across the entire row that it's on. The white goes across the entire row that it's on. So it is legitimately exactly like gingham fabric. So it's not plaid, this is gingham. So I love it. It is perfect for a nice cozy blanket on any bed, sofa, living room. It's great. Oh, I better show it to you, right? Isn't that pretty? Now, let me preface the next one with yes, it's gonna be a tutorial. Not this minute, not in February. I don't know about March. I kind of want my weather to cool off a bit. That being said, here's my Frankly Circles. Now, Frankly Circles is from a movie. I want to say it's called It's Frank. I'll put the picture up on the screen. That's the movie it's from. I'm not saying you have to watch that movie. However, there is a scene, they're all at a cabin and sitting down, there's crochet on all the backs of all the sofas and the chairs, and they do a nice big close-up on a brown chevron blanket. I want to say it's chevron, but like a basic brown Afghan. Nice close-up, you see every single stitch. Then behind another guy who's like leaning forward, so back here somewhere, there is amazing colors of crochet, but you can't see the pattern, you can't see what they're doing with it, you can't see anything about it. And I'm like, I just love those colors so much. So I took a screenshot or 2 or 3 and grabbed the yarn that I had in the same colors. So this is Savor from Ice Yarns. And I'm like, I'll do like a polka dot blanket, and I'll do, well, I want to do a polka dot blanket, but not a polka dot blanket. So I turned them into, what am I gonna call those? Octagons. There's 4 sides to them. So that's octagon, right? Okay, so turn them into octagons, and then I could put them kind of all in a row, like you can do rows of them, but I'm like, it didn't look that special. So then I'm like, oh, I'll do small ones in the center. Now, are you ready to see it? Now for me, this is 1960s wallpaper, and I love it. I love it, I love the colors, I love the blanket, I love everything about it. Brace yourself. Right? Isn't it the best? So this is called my Frankly Circles blanket. So you hear people talking about Frankly Circles, this is what they're talking about, and this is why they're talking about it, because it's fabulous. So just working on the join on the edges here to even it out on the sides. Well, that needs a whole other square, but it's something like that. I've been working on it. There's one that's done somewhere. So that is gonna be the edge of the blanket. So good, right? So all of it's good. This is huge, which is why I'm already sweating just touching it. It's huge. This is not all of it. This is a little more than half. It's gonna be like king size. It's gonna be queen size with drape, or top of a king size bed, because it's just too good, or else it's just gonna live on my sofa. So this is Frankly Circles. And yes, it's gonna be a tutorial because I love it. I have it all ready to film. I just have to film it. And I'm doing join as you go, so it's a bit, well, it's hot, it's gonna be hot. So I have to let the temperature drop a little bit before I can commit to sitting underneath that bad boy, but that is gonna be perfect when it cools off. Oh, next. This is my very first Infinity Scarf for Beginners. So this is 3 balls of yarn. Is it though? No, I think I just stopped. Or what did I even do for this? I think I did an increase. This is when I started. I don't even know what I did. And my step up is like the worst in the world. Look at that mess. So that's when I started to crochet as an adult. I'm like, ooh, I didn't know how to do the join where you can't see it, like invisible seam, straight invisible seam. So I did not do a straight invisible seam. I just made a mess like that. I don't wear it, but what I do like about it, I should do another one actually, because this is quite good for cold weather. So it's a chain, it's not enough to fall off your shoulders. Like it won't fall off your shoulders, but it's just a little bit of a capelet. See that? So you can kind of be like, you can be sassy. Like, oh, it's so hot out today. So you can have it just regular, or you can even just use it as a cowl. You could double it even. Can you double it? Probably. If you have a tiny head, you could double it. But I just use it as a little capelet, and then when it gets hot, I just kind of throw it behind and let my arms cool off a bit. So it's a really good pattern, actually. I should probably do another one of these. If you want me to make one of these, let me know. Let me show it to you. It's cute, right? So I don't know what the logic is. I don't know what I did for chaining or anything, but I could figure it out. But I like the shape of it. I don't even know if I did increases or what I did. I must have somewhere, right? Oh yeah, I did increases. I can see them. So I could figure that out into a pattern if you would like to make one of those. Kind of nice for spring, to be honest, because it's just a little bit of something, but it's not too much. Like you're not dragging around a coat. Do you know what I mean? So if you're interested in that, also let me know. Next caveat. I'm gonna get a lot of heat about this. Now, this is not a pattern or tutorial either. This was me figuring something out. And I did figure most of it out, and I do love most of it. I know I can make it better. So I already know what I can do next time to like really nail it and get it out of the park. But it's pretty great right now. There is no pattern, there's no tutorial. Just telling you right now. There's only greatness. I love it. So this is my version of a V shawl, but it's not V enough yet for me. I want to make one that's like V like that. So when you put it on your body, all of those tails, you know, your ends, they just naturally want to sit on your body. You don't have to keep on yanking on it. You know those shawls that are straight across? You're always like pulling on them because they're always kind of like falling down this way because it's straight across. I want to do like bird wings, you know, like this shape, so that they naturally just want to like fall and they would be straight like this down your front. Let me show you from behind. See? It goes way out on the edges out here. But I want to do the next one so that it actually comes in and sits like this naturally. So I got it in my mind, haven't done it yet, but check this out. Are you ready to see the border? Look. Now this is rainbow yarn from Ice Yarns, which I love. It was out of stock for like 3 years, but they got it back. It's very similar to, what am I gonna say? Unforgettable? Yes. So look at the color change on it. It's just perfect for these loopy kind of big chunky borders. So I love it. It's great. Do I want to change the pattern? Yes. Am I gonna change the pattern? Yes. Do I have yarn for it? No. Does it have to be the same kind of yarn? I think so, because this is just gorgeous. So I think when I order Ice Yarns next time, I have to get some more of this rainbow or some rainbow yarn in a different colorway maybe. But I do love this colorway too. And then do a tutorial for you on it. And for me, so I'll have like a wearable shawl that doesn't fall off your shoulders. So that is nothing but in my mind right now. And of course in my finished object shelf. What was your favorite from Stack in the Back? You let me know while I put away this stack. So I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. If you have any suggestions or ideas, let me know in the comments under this video. And I'm waiting for you in that video right there. Stay hooked.